Hey, Tomoe.
Ah, good morning, Dr. Cunningham. Did you need me?
Are you trying to kill me? I don't remember this here.
Failing to train would be straying from the path of honor. One must maintain a strict regimen in her life and her heart.
All right, I see your point. Anyway, turn on the news.
Huh? The news?
We bring you back to our continuing breaking news. Drug kingpin Theodore Gacy was arrested today by a masked man. In transport, Gacy ingested a large quantity of drugs. He is apparently unconscious and in critical condition.
Theodore Gacy. That bastard who made a living in smuggling. He'll be here in about 10 minutes.
He needs an operation, then.
Yeah, though I don't care much. The moron ate his whole stash. We need to get the drugs out before the bags open inside him.
Hanzo!
So, pathology's making an antitoxin for the drugs, but... Sheesh. I wasn't done, you know.
There's not enough saline.
Check for
Get some more in
vecuronium.
here, please.
See to the
Let's get these
vaporizer.
monitors
Where's
hooked up. We're
Tomoe?
not getting any readings yet.
I'm sorry I'm late. Hanzo, get ready.
Understood.
Whoa! When did you get here?
There isn't much time. Chief, the conference, please.
I know that. I was just waiting for you. Let's go. Listen up. The patient's gone into shock. There's no doubt the drugs in his stomach are seeping out. We have no idea what condition he'll be in, so be careful.
Understood. Beginning the operation. Let's begin the operation. Chief, please support me throughout this procedure.
Got it. The patient swallowed a lot of toxins. If he starts going into shock, it'll be fatal.
Once we found the substances, we will use the forceps to retrieve them. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe in you. Do it.
There are affected areas nearby. Let's treat them before moving on. We're done treating around here. Let's move on to the next area. Retrieval target found.
Use the forceps to pull it out. I'll attach them to the endoscope.
The foreign object.
We've retrieved the drugs, but something's not right. This isn't as much as had been reported.
It's too soon for them to have been absorbed by now. That means...
Right. Unfortunately, they must have gotten separated since they were swallowed.
If the drugs he ingested get absorbed into his body, he'll go into shock. We have to search for them immediately and retrieve the ones that remain.
We've reached the cardia. Where could the drugs be?
Whatever he swallowed has caused hemorrhaging. Let's treat that while we search. This isn't good. The inner walls seem to be damaged. This will impede our ability to retrieve the foreign objects, so let's be sure to treat them as well.
Hemostasis complete. Let's move on. It's still not enough. Keep looking.
Is there an affected area under the foreign object?
It's been affected by the toxic substance. Tomoe, treat it. We're not done yet. Let's keep searching for more. It's hemorrhaging. Let's perform hemostasis after draining the blood pool.
There's another affected area hidden nearby. Let's seek it out.
There should be another ulcer. Let's use the spray and look for it.
The blood pools have been drained. I'll begin treating the affected areas.
You're cauterizing it too much. Be careful.
We're not done yet. The vitals aren't stabilizing. Let's search.
Good. Be careful how much medicine you inject into the ulcer. Strange. We've searched the entire stomach, but the remaining drugs are nowhere to be found.
If that's the case, they may have progressed into the small intestine. There isn't a moment to spare.
All right. Let's proceed into the small intestine while treating the damage caused by these drugs.
We're through the pylorus and are moving into the small intestine. Peristaltic movement will occur, so we need to be careful not to touch the walls as we proceed. This polyp will get in our way. I'm going to remove it.
Let's get the loop around the polyp and excise it. Be quick about it.
Let's adjust the snare's position until the ring is secured above the affected area.
The polyp's been excised. Now use the forceps to retrieve the tissue we cut off.
There's a polyp. Let's get that.
We can finally move on. Let's proceed. This is severe. We should treat them all right now. It's hemorrhaging. Let's perform hemostasis after
An inflammation's occurred. Injecting medicine. I need to position the ring so that it can go around the affected area. It seems there are no more affected areas around here. Let's move on.
The inner walls of the digestive tract are starting to be affected by the drugs. Treat the affected areas too.
There's the foreign object. I'll be...
Good. This is the last one. Be careful with it.
There's a tumor under this foreign object?
We have to do this. Stay sharp and treat it.
The tumor is protruding.
Make incisions along the guideline to excise the tumor.
The first step of the excision has been completed. Continuing the treatment. The second step of excision has been successful. Just a little more. The third section of excision is complete. All that's left is to excise it with a snare. The tumor has been attached. Excised area is hemorrhaging. We must perform hemostasis. The focus was
Vitals dropping.
That's the last one. The affected areas have been treated.
This is all we can do. All that's left is to wait for the antitoxin. Man, that scared the life out of me. I'm glad it ended safely.
Chief, I'm sorry to worry you like that.
Oh, it's all right. I'm just glad the patient is safe.
Extraction complete.
All right. Do we have the antitoxin yet?
Chief!
What'd you do that for? The door, it's...
I'm sorry. Here's the antitoxin.
Is it ready? Oh, you galoot. Give it here. Tomoe, administer this to the patient.
Right away. Administering the antitoxin.
Work, damn it. Breathe. Come on.
All right. It worked.
We did it!
Yes, we
Tomoe,
did it.
we
We'll
saved
make it.
him! Ew! He's breathing!
And that is that. I'm so glad.
Oh, you did it! Way to go, Dr. Tachibana!
I was so worried.
Hank, thank God. Can you get in surgery right now?
Yeah. What's wrong?
I just carried in an emergency patient, an attempted suicide.
Why?
What?
Why did the patient try to commit suicide?
How should I know? I want to ask that myself. Now shut it and get going. The patient's in room 3.
All right, I'll head over immediately.
Bring out the synthetic bone too.
They're ready to go. Will 8 through 14 be enough?
No, we should have 16 ready too.
Ah,
I'll go
Dr.
get it.
Freebird.
Please
I'm
bring
glad that you
staples
made it
too,
in time.
Good thinking. Okay, I'll go get
Dr.
those as well.
Tachibana, I'm sorry if I made you wait.
Not at all. I always enjoy assisting you in surgery.
Thank you. Well, let's go over the procedure then.
There are 2 critical areas, the right arm and the left leg. We will align the fractured bones and hold them together.
That sounds good. Let's begin the operation. Attempted suicide, huh? It's just unacceptable.
Yes, we must save her. We'll begin by treating her upper arm. Let's continue, but be careful. The humerus is broken and out of alignment.
I'll need the forceps to reshape this bone's orientation. I have to grasp the humerus and align it with the guide. Good.
Thank goodness. The humerus is back in its original position.
It needs to be secured with a plate now. First, I'll need to drill holes into the bone for the screws to go into. I have to be careful to drill deep enough without going beyond the guides.
The first hole has been drilled. Please do the same for the next one.
Rock solid. Beginning the bone securing procedure.
Understood. Already the plate.
Securing the fracture with screws.
Please be careful not to tighten it too much.
Yes, of course. I just need to stop it at the guideline. Excellent.
Indeed. Please do the same with the next area. The right arm has been treated. Let's continue to the left leg.
I'll make sure we succeed. Let's keep going. This is terrible. Why did she do this to herself?
Who can say? I just hope she recovers. Let's begin retrieving the bone fragments.
Next fragment.
Please reshape the bent bone to make it align with the guide. Please reshape the other bones as well.
All right. Placing the bone fragments.
Please continue.
proceed. Be careful. We seem to be missing a fragment. Did we replace all the ones we extracted?
That's odd. You didn't find it inside the leg?
We don't have a choice. Get the synthetic bone.
Doctor, the synthetic bone is ready.
The outline of the shape we need has already been projected onto it. We just have to use the laser to carve it out.
Yes. Well then, please begin. Make sure not to divert from the guideline while cutting it. It's going well. Let's continue on.
It's going well today.
It's going well.
All right. Next. Rock solid. Good. Cautiously continue on.
Please continue on.
Good. Cautiously continue on. Rock solid. This can be used in place of the lost fragment.
Excellently done, Doctor. The synthetic bone you shaped is ready. Please place it in the area. The synthetic bone has been placed. Now we can secure it into position.
Bring me the drill.
Please continue in the next area.
All right, let's proceed, but be careful. All right, now we'll need to secure the plate with screws.
Please be careful not to tighten the screws too much. It's going well. Let's continue on.
Right? Next.
Please continue in the next area.
quite tight enough. It's not at the guideline yet.
Rock solid.
The tibia and fibula have been treated. Doctor, will we be securing the femur with plates?
No. In this case, I'll be treating it with pin fixation. Let's begin by treating the condyle.
Understood. I'll get ready.
I'll first need to use the drill to create a guide for driving the pins.
Perfect. That was amazing.
All right, the guide has been created. Can you bring out the pins? Now, I'll drive the pin in.
Understood. Please drive it in until it reaches the guideline.
All right, continuing the treatment.
Already the next pin.
Could you hand me the next pin? Rock solid.
Let's shift our focus to the neck of the femur. First, we need to use the drill. Readying it right now.
Good. Cautiously continue on.
The pin is the next step. Please be careful with it. The pin is ready to go.
Just drive it in until the bone meets the guideline.
Splendid. Please continue.
Ugh, I used too much force.
Thankfully, it didn't cause any new problems. Please be more careful.
Yes. The next pin, please.
This is the last pin. Please drive it in. Well done. That completes this treatment.
Rock solid. Let's close up the operation field now.
The stapler is ready for you. Please close the incision along the guide. Please continue.
Good. Cautiously continue on. That operation wasn't a problem. Let's be thankful for that.
Excellent work as always, Doctor.
Thank me. I just hope this girl finds her passion for life.
Yes, I'm sure she'll be all right. The operation was completed safely. Now that's how a true specialist works.
I still have much to learn.
Don't worry. I'm sure the patient will be happy with the results as well.
How are you feeling?
Are you the doctor that saved me? Why?
Why? It's our duty to save patients' lives.
Don't lie to me. I'm tired of hearing crap like that.
Wha-
Forcing people to believe you're right all the time. What's so great about being alive? What's so bad about dying?
What do you gain from being dead?
It's a hell of a lot better than being alive, at least. The world is just full of hypocrites like you.
Your leg should be fine in 2 months. You'll be out soon. I'll check in on you later.
Radio man! Where's the radio man?
Hang in there! Just a little more!
Run! And keep your head down or you'll get sniped!
Enemy soldiers, 3 o'clock! Fire! Fire!
John, I don't know what's right anymore. Maybe they're right. I'm only saving people to feel better about myself. Yeah, I know, John. I can't stop now.
Finished. That brings my total to 298 wins in 298 games.
Damn it! This is a waste of time. You're unbeatable.
Not if my opponent's intellect surpasses my processing speed.
Uh-huh. And how fast is that?
My processing speed is roughly 1 QIPS.
What? Stop using words people don't know.
I mean, a quadrillion instructions per second, Doctor.
Sounds like you're just trying to make fun of me.
Ow! Hey, Grandpa, stop struggling!
Let go. I don't need a doctor. You know who I am.
You damn stubborn old man.
Hey, what's with all the noise? Go fight somewhere else.
Hey, moron, this old fart's your patient. Now go examine him.
You mean him? He looks pretty spry. Why don't we just let him leave?
He was passed out on his floor. Now shut up and examine him.
This is absurd. I don't have time for this.
Hold up a minute.
What now?
Tell me, how long has your leg been shaking like that?
Huh? My leg? What are you talking about?
Maria, get a bed ready for him. We're gonna need him overnight.
You got it. In your face.
What? A moment ago you said I could leave. Hey, are you even listening to me? Hey! What's going on? Don't you know who I am, you quack? Hey, listen to me.
Always get stuck with the difficult ones. So, Roni, who in the heck is that crazy old man?
He is Jacob Tillman, Assistant Secretary of the HHS, Doctor.
Assistant Secretary? Politician, huh? Should have just sent him home.
No, Doctor. He is suffering from an ailment of some sort.
Yeah. Too bad we can't pick our patients, huh? Oh well. Might as well go take a look. Shall we? Now, how are you feeling? Have you been eating?
You fool! How dare you force me into this hospital?
What a serious pain in the... Let's begin the exam, Roni.
Yes, Doctor. Whenever you are ready.
Well then, let's start with you telling me about the symptoms you're experiencing.
I'm not saying anything, you jackanape.
So that's how it's gonna be. Well, go right on ahead if you don't want to ever be discharged from this hospital.
You utter bastard. Fine. Ask your questions. I didn't ask to be examined. Yes, I collapsed, but I simply wasn't feeling well.
Not feeling well, huh? So he was aware he had a problem all along. This guy's a real nutcase.
Doctor, the symptoms are too vague. Please find more precise symptoms.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse. This old guy or a robot.
I'm not as young as I used to be, and I've been under quite a lot of stress. There's so much to be done, and you're not helping. Quit wasting my time and issue my release. Oh my God. Come on. Damn it. You're never gonna give up, are you? Being stuck in this stinking examination room is killing my appetite.
So his appetite's been decreasing. Maybe he's been trying some of the food here. Roni, I want you to make a note of the patient's appetite. Also, jot down that the hospital food sucks.
You must remain professional, Doctor. New symptom observed. Lack of appetite.
Right. Professional. One day, I'd love to hear all about that.
Honestly, I haven't eaten much, but I feel queasy and bloated.
He's been feeling bloated, huh? That's not to say he isn't already a bit on the junky side. Roni, order up a CT scan. Oh, and warn the lab guys they may need a forklift to get him onto the table.
I will send the request at once. Also, I may use a slightly different wording for that second part.
Hey, you!
Huh? What's wrong now?
You don't need to examine me. I refuse this treatment.
Hey, if I don't look in your stomach, we'll never know what's wrong with you.
There is no reason for this. If you think it's necessary, then prove it.
You're really getting on my nerves. Roni, ignore him and send in the request.
I cannot, Doctor. All examinations require patient consent.
You're as stubborn as he is, you know that? Fine. So I just need to narrow down the diagnosis candidates and prove an exam is necessary, right?
That is standard protocol, Doctor. New symptom observed. Bloated abdomen.
So what? Doesn't matter. Just sign your little forms and discharge me. Looking at your stupid face makes me even more nauseous.
He said my face makes him feel even more nauseous. That means he was already feeling nauseous before he came here. How's that for deduction, Roni? Make a note of it.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Nausea.
didn't ask. Yes, I collapsed. I'm not as young as I used to be. There's so much to be, and you're not helping. Damn it. You're never gonna be stuck in this stinking examination. Honestly, I haven't eaten much. So what? Doesn't matter. Looking at your stupid face make... I didn't ask to be examined. Yes, I collapsed, but I simply wasn't feeling well. I'm not as young as I used to be.
A lot of stress, huh? I think we can assume he's been getting tired easily. Heck, serves him right. I'm exhausted just having to deal with him. Isn't that so, Roni?
I do not share your pain, Doctor. New symptom observed. Gets tired easily.
Oh, you're so serious all the time. You know, you should loosen some bolts and relax. Platelet count. It seems unusually low. Roni, add that to his records.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Low platelet count.
Total bilirubin level seems a bit high. Roni, make a record of that.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. High total bilirubin level.
Hold on. If his total bilirubin is this high, he should have jaundice in the whites of his eyes.
Correct, Doctor. But the status of the patient's eyeballs cannot be confirmed.
Yeah, that's the problem. The geezer's eyes are too squinty for me to examine. And somehow, I doubt he'll cooperate with us and let me take a look.
Doctor, perhaps you could try angering the patient.
Huh? What good'll that do?
I've noticed that Chief Patel's eyes are frequently wide open when conversing with you. It is a physiological response for humans to open their eyes wider when they are angry.
You're pretty observant, aren't you? All right. I don't know that I like the example you gave, but let's try your tactic. Shouldn't be too hard. A few blows at his pride, that should do it. Yep, his AST level is rather high. Roni, record the symptom.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. High AST level.
He has a pretty elevated ALT level. Roni, make a note of that.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. High ALT level.
Interesting. His cholesterol level is unusually low. Roni, make a note of that too.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Low total cholesterol.
That's definitely worth making a note of, Roni.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Shaking legs.
All right, time to prove the need for a CT exam.
We should compare our symptoms to the possible illness candidates. If the likely candidates require a CT scan to be identified, there is ample evidence to have one taken.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. Guess you're pretty useful sometimes.
Did you just impart genuine praise on me, Doctor?
Hey, I give credit where it's due, you know? Now let's get to work. I'd say the patient's physique is pretty typical for a man his age. But considering how conceited he is, it may be just the thing to anger him. Now, let me see your stomach. Come on, lift up your clothing.
Never. I don't have any obligation to cooperate.
Oh, I get it. You're shy about your gut, huh? Too many steak dinners? Don't be ashamed. I'm not someone to judge a patient, no matter how fat they are.
You son of a bitch! You can't talk to me like that.
Ooh, you're getting angry, huh? Great, now stay just like that.
I don't need your jokes. How dare you insult me? I want my lawyer.
All right, maybe I went a little far, but that's fine. Now's my chance to check his eyes. Yep, discoloration in the whites of his eyes. Looks like jaundice. Roni, mark it down.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Jaundice.
Symptom can be gained through a CT.
I concur, Doctor. necessity for a CT examination is undeniable.
Excellent. Looks like our favorite patient's about to get a CT scan.
We should move to the examination room then.
Now that we proved a CT exam is necessary, it's time to teach that old fart a lesson.
I must advise against teaching any lessons, Doctor. Patients must be treated in an appropriate manner.
Oh, I know, Roni. I'll treat him just how he deserves. Hey, geezer. I'm gonna prove to you that you need a CT scan.
What?
Roni, show him.
Yes, Doctor. This is the record of the current diagnostic progress.
And now, you need a CT exam. Is that all right with you, Mr. Assistant Secretary?
No, you fool.
Well, then let's hop to it. Roni, get us some approval, will ya?
Understood, Doctor. Sending the request now.
Suit yourself.
Congratulations, Doctor. The patient's CT examination is now available.
Yeah, thanks. That was a breeze. I'm exhausted. Why did it have to take so long just to do an image analysis?
The images from the CT exam are ready. Please look over the results, Doctor.
Don't I get a break? Could have sworn we're supposed to have scheduled break time, right? Hey now. The color difference confirms that ascites has formed. Well, this explains the bloated abdomen. Roni, make a note of it. Write down the patient's got a pool in his abdomen.
I will abbreviate that, Doctor. New symptom observed. Ascites accumulation.
The size of a penguin. That ain't normal. Roni, make a note of that too.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Swollen liver.
We've got all the materials we need, Roni. Let's continue with the diagnosis.
Yes, Doctor. I've already made the data ready for you in the office.
All right, Roni. Let's finalize the diagnosis.
Yes, Doctor. Good luck.
Congestive liver failure. It's common for this disease to be just a complication of something linked with heart failure.
Would you like to make a note of the congestive liver failure and continue the diagnosis?
Better safe than sorry. Let's continue on with the diagnosis. Roni, fill out the necessary paperwork.
Understood, Doctor. Please begin investigating the patient's primary disease.
Congestive liver failure. Possible heart failure link.
Yes, Doctor. If left alone, his condition may become critical.
He's gonna complain. We can't send him home like this.
Yes, Doctor. I have obtained approval to continue diagnosis.
All right, let's go. So, you understand? It's exactly how I just explained it. From the symptoms I found, I can tell you you've got congestive liver failure.
Well, if you know what the hell is wrong with me, make the damn diagnosis so I can get out of here.
Unfortunately, I can't do that. I need to look into why you even have congestive liver failure in the first place.
What? Are you out of your mind?
Not at all, I'm afraid. The primary cause for congestive liver failure is heart failure.
Heart failure? Don't tell me.
Oh, looks like you do have an idea about this.
Of course not. I have no idea whatsoever.
All right, pal. Let's get clear on one thing. I'm a doctor. Even if a patient's a grumpy old man like yourself, I still have to save his life. So whether you like it or not, you're gonna tell me everything I need to know to diagnose you.
Damn. Suit yourself. Heart failure. That's preposterous. Yes. 2 years ago I did. But that has nothing to do with this. Arguing with you is making me feel faint, you quack.
Feel faint, huh? Looks more like trouble breathing. And that's not even my fault, you old geezer. Roni, make a note of Mr. Tillman's shortness of breath.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Dyspnea.
If I really do get sick because of you, I'll sue your ass into the ground. The country. This country needs me. What's a little chest pain compared to the well-being of our country?
I see. Chest pain, huh? I almost missed that one. Roni, write that one down too. Seriously, it's like pulling teeth with this guy.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Chest pain.
No youngster like you will stand in my way.
Chest pains and dyspnea. Man, you're so stubborn. My suspicions of heart failure are even stronger now. How about it? Ready to cooperate with the exam yet?
All right. I'll cooperate with you. But if you don't find anything, you'll pay.
Who threatens a doctor? Oh well, that's fine. Let's just continue the exam. I still have a feeling you're hiding something. Top of S1 and S2, I can hear some additional heart rhythms. S3 and S4. Roni, jot this down.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. S3 and S4.
Some odd sounds in his breathing. Discontinuous sounds. Roni, did you get that one?
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Discontinuous sounds.
Patient's blood pressure is unusually low. Roni, add that to his file.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Low blood pressure.
What the hell? The B&P level in his blood is abnormally high. Roni, that's worth recording.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. High BNP level.
All right, time for the EKG. Let's check this guy's heart.
Understood, Doctor. Beginning preparations.
T waves are showing negativity in this portion. How bizarre. Roni, add that to the list.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Negative T waves.
Q waves are too deep. This isn't the activity of a normal heart. Roni, write that down somewhere.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Abnormal Q waves.
Well, looking at the symptoms until now, there seems to be an abnormality in the myocardium. Roni, get us approval for an X-ray.
Yes, Doctor. Beginning the approval process. Request complete. The X-ray examination is now available. The X-ray results are in. Please examine the images, Doctor.
All right, let's take a look at them.
Doctor, I must explain the details of this examination to you. An X-ray examination is the most common radiography. Using electromagnetic radiation called X-rays, it can produce images of the inside of the human body.
You don't say. Can't believe I'm getting lectured on X-rays at my age. His heart's too large. There's definitely an abnormality after all. To look at the movement of the myocardium, an echocardiogram would be ideal. Hey, Roni, think you'll sit through the exam?
Doctor, I am required to remind you that a patient's consent is needed before examination.
I knew you'd say that. Well, we can always narrow down the list of candidates again if we need to persuade him. But let's try going to the exam room, just in case.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Enlarged heart.
So, we found an abnormality in your heart after all. And that means our next step is to proceed with echocardiography.
I refuse. How dare you treat me like some leper?
Yeah, I get it. Stubborn as usual. Well, then let's talk about your past. What happened to you 2 years ago? So you aren't gonna tell me about that either, huh? Nothing. Well then, I'm stumped. Guess I'll have to find a hint from the information I've got.
Doctor, we have no choice but to check the symptoms against the candidates and look for clues.
Yep. Man, even you seem tolerable after dealing with that guy.
I do not understand what you mean.
Never mind. Come on, let's start the diagnosis. symptoms seem to all add up. Dilated cardiomyopathy. That's one serious disease.
Echocardiography is absolutely necessary to properly diagnose dilated cardiomyopathy.
Yeah, but we'll need some strong evidence if we're going to convince him. Wait, a relevancy to viral myocarditis. Don't tell me that's what happened 2 years ago.
Doctor, should we return to the examination room?
Yeah. Damn old geezer. This isn't funny anymore.
You again, you quack? I will not let you examine me.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got a plan this time, too.
Well, what? What kind of scheme are you running here?
I don't know. Just toying with the thought of leaking some interesting facts to the press. A certain politician who had viral myocarditis 2 years ago and collapsed due to heart disease.
What, you bastard? How the hell do you know about it?
Bingo, huh? So it was viral myocarditis then.
What? Don't tell me. Did you?
Oh yeah, I lied to you. I needed confirmation that it was indeed viral myocarditis 2 years ago.
You bastard! How dare you? Who do you think I am? I'm not putting up with this any longer. I'm leaving.
Hey.
Shut the hell up! I will not hear another word out of you!
That's it! Huh? Now you listen to me. It doesn't matter who you are or what kind of powers you have. I'm a doctor. And as long as you're sitting in front of me, you're nothing more than a patient. Now, if you understand me, then shut up and let me do my job. Roni, send a request for echocardiography. We've got a date with the image analysis lab.
Request sent, Doctor. The echocardiography is now available.
Roni, is the echocardiogram ready?
Yes, Doctor. It is ready for you to review.
All right, let's take a look-see.
Dr. Cunningham, I will now provide you with more information on this examination. Echocardiography is a technique of using ultrasonic waves to form an image of the heart. This examination is a safe and essential tool for observing heart irregularities and diseases.
Thanks, I had no idea. It wasn't my decision to run this exam on him, but whatever.
Doctor, I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, carry on. Just as I thought. The left ventricle is enlarged. Roni, you got that? Jeez, it's even worse than I imagined.
Understood, Doctor. New symptom observed. Enlarged left ventricle.
Let's get back to my office and decide on a diagnosis. Okay, we got all the symptoms, Roni. It's time to decide on a diagnosis.
Yes, Doctor. Please narrow down the possible diagnosis candidates.
So it is dilated cardiomyopathy. Looks like the worst-case scenarios come true.
Diagnosis complete. Well done, Doctor. Shall we notify the patient?
Yeah. I'll tell him myself.
So, have you found out what's wrong with me yet?
Well, yeah.
So what is it, son? What's wrong with me?
Dilated cardiomyopathy. It's a disease where the heart muscle weakens. The myocarditis from 2 years ago is the likely cause of it.
Is it curable? When can I get back to the office?
There's a 50% chance you'll last 5 years. 10 years, maybe 30%. You need a heart transplant. Stop worrying about work.
Don't be ridiculous! Listen up, son. This country's in a pretty tight spot. It won't last without the honest folk at the range guiding it. Please, I love this nation, and I need to help save it.
Unfortunately, saving your life will have to come first. Take my advice. Move out to the country and wait for a donor.
I heard Assistant Secretary Tillman has cardiomyopathy.
Yeah.
Can't we do anything? Maybe beta blockers or angiotensin.
You want someone who could die any second running the country? He may live, but his political career is over.
We can't do anything? He's so passionate about his work.
Medicine has its limits, and passion doesn't save lives. If that's all, I'm gonna get going.
Oh, wait. I need to talk to you about Joshua.
Shouldn't you be talking to the kid's family?
Isn't Joshua your son, Doctor?
Boy hardly knows my face. It's not much of a father.
But, Dr. Cunningham...
It's over. Sometimes you need to learn when to give up.
Open the door. He wants to talk to the prisoner.
What? The guy with the 250-year sentence? I wasn't informed of this.
Here's my authorization from the HHS. Any problems?
I'm sure he won't say a word. He doesn't remember anything.
It's been a while.
What do you want?
You're needed for an operation, in exchange for a reduced sentence.
You want me to operate?
That's right. Here are the details if you want to see them. Take your time and think it over. But remember, you'll never have another opportunity to save lives.
Save lives. Again.
Maria Torres here. Oh, hey, Chief.
Maria, a fire's broken out on 14th. Get there and hurry.
Why are you calling me? I'm off duty.
Everyone else is out right now. Stop complaining and go.
Ugh, all right. But I better see a bonus next payday. Okay, let's do this.
Today was exhausting. I don't think I've ever laughed so much.
You have indeed changed, Lady Tomoe.
What's that?
Have you not noticed? When you are with them, you laugh a great deal more. You seem a different person from the one you were in Koga.
Yes, you may be correct. When I'm with them, I feel happiness. Living and fighting to share the joy of life with friends. I never felt this way when I lived within the clan.
Who's there?
Stand aside. We have been sent to call on Lady Tomoe.
You underestimate me. By your leave, my lady.
Hanzo, wait a moment. What is your business with me? Speak now.
Master Yoshikage has fallen ill. He asks for you to return.
My father?
Lady Tomoe, this may be a trick. You must be careful.
This is no ruse. In 7 days, the clan elders will gather. The future of the clan will be decided. Lady Tomoe must go.
I see. However, I have issues I must attend to here. I will leave for Japan once my affairs are in order.
Please excuse me, but there is no time. You must...
I am a doctor. No child of Tachibana abandons her duty.
As you wish.
Lady Tomoe, are you certain about this?
Turning one's back on destiny is against the path of honor. I'm going to bed. I feel things will be getting busy soon.
This is why treating only part of the area may not be enough. Dr. Tachibana, is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's nothing.
I'll continue with the conference, but are you sure?
Oh, yes, pardon me. Let's begin the operation.
The polyps have formed mainly in the small and large intestines. The large intestine is wider, but there should still be peristaltic motion. It will try to push the endoscope back, so it may be somewhat difficult to proceed.
There's a polyp. Let's get the snare into position. The snare is...
The polyp's been excised. The area may hemorrhage, so please be careful.
Excision complete. Let's treat the other polyps as well.
It's an ulcer. Let's inject it with medicine. It seems there are no more areas to treat here. Let's move on.
Hemorrhaging is due to inflammation. I'll begin hemostasis. Treating this area. Let's move to the next place.
It's peristaltic motion. The digestive tract's becoming active.
It won't be a problem. I'm going to continue. We're through the area with peristaltic movement. Let's proceed.
Affected areas can be seen. Let's begin treatment. A blood pool is formed. Use the drain on it.
We've treated all we could see. Let's look around for any hidden problems. in the large intestine have been treated.
Dr. Tachibana, you seem rather tired. Perhaps we should halt the procedure and have someone else take over?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. What am I doing? The small intestine needs to be treated next, correct? I need to get a grip and continue. We've passed through the valve. The passage is narrowing. We'll need to be careful as we proceed. The intestinal walls here are thinner than in the large intestine. We must be careful. Let's make sure not to make contact with the walls as we proceed. There's a polyp buried within the inner wall. Let's cause it to protuberate by injecting medicine, then excise it using the snare.
The affected area has risen. Let's begin treating it with the snare. There's a hemorrhaging area. Please perform hemostasis. Treat here. Let's move on. We'll have to push forward a lot in order to proceed forward. Dr. Tachibana, please be careful.
We're through the area with peristaltic movement. Let's proceed.
There's so many of them.
They won't be any problem. The small intestine has many twists and turns. We'll have to take care to avoid the walls. We're done treating this area. Let's move to the next place. We're through the area with peristaltic movement. Let's proceed. We've found affected areas. Beginning treatment. The excised area has begun hemorrhaging. I'll use the hemostatic forceps.
This polyp.
It's become malignant and turned into a tumor. I'm glad we were able to find it. Beginning excision.
Removing tumors is similar to dealing with polyps. Inject medicine into the area until it protuberates, then excise it. After that, we can remove it.
I'm going to excise along the markers. I'll need the scalpel. Let's make incisions along the guidelines with the scalpel to excise the tumor in multiple phases. It's mostly detached now. Let's excise the remainder using the snare. It's mostly detached now. Let's excise the remainder using the snare. Hemorrhaging has occurred. Let's perform hemostasis.
The affected area has risen. Let's begin treating it with the snare. The affected area has risen. Let's begin treating it with the snare. That completes this operation. We had some unexpected surprises, didn't we?
Indeed. I'm glad we were able to safely perform the treatment, though.
Dr. Tachibana, are you really all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
It was a difficult battle. You were victorious in the end.
I'm sorry. Had I more skills...
Oh, there's no need to be disappointed. You did save a life after all.
Well, I'm done here. Hanzo, did you notify the chief?
I told her that you will be taking some time off. However, I doubt we will be able to return that easily.
I see. Thank you.
Oh, Tomoe!
Chief.
What's the matter? It's not like you to suddenly take leave.
I'm going to go back home for a short while.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's all get dinner when you're back. I found this amazing Italian place. It's great.
Yes.
Oh, you don't like pasta?
Oh, no. I'd love to go.
That's the spirit. Have a safe trip then. See you later.
Lady Tomoe, are you sure?
Hanzo, there is nothing more to discuss. When I came to this country, I thought I had found freedom. And yet, all of it was merely the illusion of freedom. My house, my clothes, even you, faithfully serving me. I only had these things because of my Tachibana name. For my entire life, I've merely been a puppet of my family.
Lady Tomoe.
Let's be on our way. Hanzo, ready the helicopter.
As you wish.
Dr. Kimishima, the corpse is already here. Are you done?
Calm down, little guy. I said I'd leave in 10 minutes. It's only been 7.
Yes, but headquarters is telling me to hurry.
All right, I'll be right there. Goodbye.
Oh, Doctor, wait.
You shouldn't be allowed here. Do you need something?
Kitty doesn't seem well. Can you fix her, please?
A cat? Why are you asking me?
Because you're a doctor, miss.
Hand it over. Looks like she swallowed something. She'll be fine.
Really?
It's common for cats to swallow foreign objects. Still, wait here for a moment.
Okay. Thank you, miss.
Thanks, huh? Right. Sorry I'm late. Is everything ready?
Dr. Kimishima, you're really late. Huh?
What are you looking at?
Oh, what happened to your hands?
A cat did it.
A cat? I never figured you for a cat person.
Be quiet. I thought you were in a rush here. Are we ready?
Right. I'll get ready now.
I see. So you were cut short too. All right. I'll reel in the thread of truth. Explain the situation to me one more time, little guy.
Right. A skeletonized corpse was found in a river 50 kilometers out of the city. We don't know who it is, but evidence suggests it's female. A homeless man out walking his dog reported finding it. The preliminary cause of death is being ruled as a drowning.
Like you said, the body is completely skeletonized. We won't be able to ID her until we reform her skeleton.
I also have records from the questioning of the body's finder.
Huh, I'm impressed. For you, that's a brilliant move.
Please, that's not much of a compliment. I'll leave the recorder here. Check it when you need to.
Good. Let's begin. Show me how your life's thread was severed. Yes, I can hear you. Why are you calling for me on the intercom?
Well, it's about the corpse.
Huh. I do have the corpse here, in a bag. Is this some kind of joke?
Oh, sorry, that was the most reliable way to get it to you. The skeleton had fallen apart, so I had them transport it like this.
Huh, I see. So what am I supposed to do with it?
Please work on putting it back together. I'll start with the body. So can you please start restoring the skull, Doctor?
All right, I'll take care of that.
Thank you. Let me know when you start on it. When you do, I'll come pick up the rest.
done. Let's take a look. Looking at this skull, I'd place the victim's age in the early 20s. That's rather young. The bone structure suggests a high probability that the victim is female. I might find something out if I have the FBI analyze it in detail.
How's it going over there, Dr. Kimishima? I'm done with the body here.
Great timing. I just finished myself.
All right, I'll put the skull back with the rest of the skeleton.
Once that's done, let's begin investigating the corpse. The femurs of both legs have been fractured. The femur is the hardest bone in the human body. It would have taken a massive amount of power to break both of them at once. The little finger appears to be fractured here. What could have caused this bone to break? What's this? The bone's discolored? I've never seen anything like this before. I'll need a more detailed look at it. These are tire marks. So was the victim run over by a car? That doesn't make sense, though, because the victim was... That's right. The corpse was found at a river. There may be some exceptions, but you usually don't find cars driving in the river. It's a bloodstain. However, it doesn't appear to have originated from a hemorrhaging injury. That's because... Yes. If this blood is from external injuries, then the clothing would be damaged as well. However, the clothes have no such marks. Could she have been hemorrhaging from some other reason? This is the necklace the victim was wearing. Is this stone agate? It's shattered in half. How much force would it take for this stone to break like this? In any case, this is unusual for a corpse that's supposedly drowned in a river.
See if they'll get me some of that Mooper's chicken, huh? Oh, this juicy fat drips out when you take a bite. Tasty. Huh? Sam ain't just a dog. He's my best friend in the whole world. Don't be stupid. You want to know how I found that body? It's all thanks to Sam, you know? Yeah. See, we were walking down by the river when old Sam, he suddenly runs off. Yeah. And he comes back with a bone in his mouth. I took a better look and damn, if it ain't a lady's arm. Scared the hell out of me, you know? So I went and called the cops. Huh? I ain't going near no dead body. That's just creepy. Oh, hey, if she was missing, was there any reward for finding her? I mean, dead or alive, right?
Little guy, that man who found the corpse might be telling us one hell of a lie.
What do you mean?
In his testimony, he claims that he never saw the corpse, correct?
Yes.
Yet there is something he said that he couldn't have known unless he had seen the corpse previously.
There was? Wait, what was it?
Do I really have to point it out to you?
Yes, please.
He said that his dog had brought back an arm bone. Even for a forensic scientist, it would be difficult to determine the sex from just that. That means that the man who found the corpse is... That's right. He must have seen the corpse in person. He then made an assumption of the corpse's gender based on the remaining articles of clothing. All right, little guy. Let's look at the information in detail.
Sure, but why would he lie?
A good question. Here's one possible explanation. He didn't want the authorities to know that he had been at the scene.
But it's not a crime to discover a dead body. Why would he try to hide that?
The most likely reason why he didn't want it to be known is... Indeed, because he tampered with the scene. It's likely that he did something that would get him in trouble if it was discovered.
Oh, I see. That would explain his behavior.
The question is, what did he do? Little guy? Go interrogate him once more.
Trust me. I'll make sure he doesn't hold anything back from me this time.
The fractures on both legs match the locations of the tire marks left on the clothing. That means these fractures were... That's right. These fractures in the legs appeared when she was run over by a car. How then did these marks appear on a corpse found in the river? This is a new mystery. Hey, little guy, can you do me a favor and get a bone analysis?
Yes, of course. Is it to identify the body?
That's right. Start with dental records.
I'll get right on that. I'll let you know when the results come in.
Yes, please do. All right, then. Hey, little guy, I'd like to get your opinion on something.
Me? I didn't think you'd ever ask me to...
Enough chit-chat. I'm transferring some data over to you.
Oh, okay. What is this? Can you wait a moment? I'll compare it with the database here. It's as I thought. No matches. I've never seen this before. Not even at the place I used to work.
Huh. So does that mean you don't know the first thing about it?
I'm sorry, but that's correct.
Fine. At least I know now that there isn't any information.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, good timing. There's something I need to tell you.
I'm listening. What is it?
The team that collected the corpse has turned in an investigation report. It seems that a type of tick was found in the ground where the corpse is located.
Ticks?
Yes, depending on the season and environment, various insects are attracted to corpses. They normally leave once the body's been reduced to the bone, but some ticks burrow underground and remain there for a while afterwards.
True. They'll leave eventually as well, but perhaps the ticks could tell us something. Right. We could use the ticks to determine how long the corpse had been there.
Amazing, Doctor. I didn't think you'd know about that.
So, was the time of death calculated?
Yes, it seems to have only been about a month ago. That's not too long, biologically speaking.
A month? True, that is rather fast for a corpse to have been skeletonized. All right. Thank you, little guy. That's all the information we can obtain from the corpse and other articles up to this point.
So, Dr. Kimishima, is the cause of death drowning after all?
No, there's a good possibility that the cause of death was something else. The damage to the skeleton is too severe for drowning to have been the cause. Her skull itself was... Yes, it was completely shattered. Even if animals had damaged the bones, they wouldn't have done that. Her skull was shattered by an extremely strong impact of some sort.
A strong impact to the head. That isn't consistent with a drowning.
There's more to it than that, though. During the autopsy, the corpse's femurs were... Right. The femur is supposed to be the most durable bone in the human skeletal system. However, both her femurs were completely fractured. This also suggests that some kind of powerful impact had occurred.
I see. Also, in the area where the corpse had been found, the water level was low, and there are no waterfalls, rapids, or records of floods. There's nothing in the river itself that would cause such damage to the corpse.
Yes, but that's all we know for now. It's risky for us to assume anything beyond that. Little guy, get approval from HQ. I'm heading out to the actual location.
Wait, are you going down to the river?
No. She didn't die in the river. The evidence we have suggests the actual place of death was... Right. This location is the most likely place.
Understood. I'll make arrangements for us to go right away.
Yes, please do so. Now, let's head out. This piece of stone isn't a natural shape. Somebody had to work on this. I feel like I've seen something similar recently. Long skid marks and signs of a collision. What do these tell us? Yes, it's apparent that a car accident happened here. That's correct. The two shards fit perfectly. That clears something up for us now, and that is... Yes, the victim was on the bridge where the accident occurred. There's no conclusive evidence of how she died yet, but this may be a clue. Yes. There's evidence that the victim had been on the bridge when the accident took place. There's evidence of having been in a car accident on the victim's body and clothing. That evidence is... Yes, that's right. Taking these two facts into account, it's quite likely that the victim was in an accident at that place. Little guy, does this information tell us anything?
Give me a moment. Let's see here. Blue paint thought to have come from a vehicle was found on the area of the collision along the guardrail. We're investigating what kind of vehicle it's from, but that could take some time.
So this means that a blue vehicle ran into the guardrail here. Any other details?
Well, we can use the skid marks to determine how many tires the vehicle had. It seems this vehicle had 2 wheels on the front axle. Behind that, there were 2 more axles, both with 2 tires on each side.
That means there were 10 tires total. Judging from the number and positions of the tires, it must be... Yes. The pairs of tires are for dispersing the weight of the load it's carrying. Thus, this vehicle is designed for transporting heavy shipments.
I see. I'll get in touch with the investigators about this.
Please do. Hopefully they can use this to find other things. There's no doubt that the victim had been run over in this case. If the victim had been killed in this accident, how long ago did the accident take place? Right. The victim died about a month ago. If the victim did die from the accident itself would have taken place a month ago as well.
Dr. Kimishima, we've identified who the body was.
Great. Was there a hit in the dental records?
That's right. The victim here is Veronica Cage. She was 23 years old. It seems she was living with her parents 8 kilometers from where the accident took place.
I see. We're making progress. Has the family been notified?
Yes, that's been done. There was something odd about it, though.
Huh, what's that?
The parents hadn't submitted a missing persons report, though their daughter had been gone for a month.
You must have had a happy childhood, little guy. Every family has its own problems.
Huh. We questioned them just in case. The interviews were recorded. If you need to listen to them, check the voice recorder.
Huh, all right. Anything else?
Oh, one more thing. About the man who discovered the body. Like you thought, it looks like he tampered with the crime scene. We interrogated him again, and he's currently being detained. You can use the recorder to listen to that interview as well.
All right. I want to know what he'd been doing there. Right. Since we now know who she is, this information should be consolidated. 23 years old. She must never have imagined that she would die so young. I don't sympathize with you, but I'll do my best, for your sake.
cell. Then we found that woman's, his bones near the riverbed. And, yeah, Sam was leading the way, and we found that dead body. Huh? Well, hell, I saw the underwear. I mean, it's not that hard to tell the difference. Huh? Yeah. The necklace was cracked, so I took the earring. I looked around for a while, but I only found one of them. And who's gonna buy one earring? I can't even sell it. Yeah, you can have it. And who's gonna buy one earring? I can't even sell it. Yeah, you can have it. It's worthless junk.
What a coward. I see. I understand now. He claimed that he hadn't seen the corpse to hide the fact that he stole one of her earrings. This man deserves a severe punishment. I should tell the little guy about it.
Anyway, I called the cops after that. I thought I might pick myself up a sweet little reward, huh? Yeah, there is gonna be a reward, right? How much? Huh? No reward? Obstruction of justice? Hell, finding that stupid body's brought me nothing but trouble. No cash, and now I'm getting sent to the can. Well, at least they feed you there.
I hate to say this when I know you're doing your best to help, but I've always known that something like this would happen to her one day. But I've always known... Yes, we expected it. That's why we didn't request a search or post a reward. I mean, sometimes a machine's just too broken to be repaired. Isn't that right? What, this injury? I fell down while taking a walk. Anyway, it's embarrassing. Getting old is misery. Anyway, we'd like to go home as soon as we can. My wife isn't in the best of health. I have a bad back, too. It hurts more and more the longer I sit here. It's embarrassing. It's...
Yes, I'm all right. I suppose that I'd been expecting this to happen one day. My daughter, she was a kind girl, but ever since she dropped out of high school, well, she lost most of her friends and was practically alone in the world. At some point, she started going out almost every night. Sometimes she didn't come home for an entire month. Sometimes she didn't come home for an entire month. We thought that's what happened this time. Oh, this? I slipped on the stairs. Yes, my husband and I are both getting rather old.
It seems that the victim's relationship with her family wasn't going well.
Dropping out of high school, going out every night? Sounds like a typical delinquent.
That's not the best way to describe it, but I can't say she was well behaved.
Yeah, did the parents' testimonies tell you anything else?
There's something that bothered me more than just what they said. What caught my attention about the father was... It wasn't major, but there was some injury to his face. And in the mother's testimony, my attention was caught by... Yes, she had some signs of severe bruising as well.
But they both said that they'd gotten hurt by falling down.
Huh, you're not paying attention. Take a closer look at both of them. They both have multiple injuries, but each injury is in a different state of healing. This means that... Right. How many people do you know who fall down several times a week?
I see. You have a point there. Then why were these two...
I don't know yet, but they must have a reason for hiding the cause of their injuries. Huh. Yes, these two facts do tell us something. It's more than that the person who had found the corpse stole something. There's one more important fact involved with this case, and that is... Yes, only one of the victim's earrings was at the scene. Either it came off somewhere, or she was only wearing one all along. Where could the other earring have gone?
Dr. Kimishima, we've identified the vehicle from the accident.
Good. That's rather quick. For you guys.
Hey, come on. We're a national government agency. We'll have the recording from the driver's interview later. He pretty much admits to what we suspected had happened. So, case closed?
Easy there. It's too early to relax yet.
What do you mean? I mean, the culprits...
Do you think that just catching the truck driver will solve this case?
Doesn't it?
A 23-year-old woman was walking alone in the mountains 8 kilometers from home. You think she was just walking the dog?
That does sound odd. So the investigation's not over yet.
Indeed. Go look into the parents' hospital records. From the size of those bruises, they would have needed to be treated at a hospital.
Got it. What will you be doing, Dr. Kimishima?
I'm going to investigate the victim's house. Keep the parents in custody until I'm done.
Right. I'll tell the ones in charge right now.
These pieces of glass seem to have come from a mirror. Let's see. Ah, the mirror on the dresser's been broken. I wonder what happened to it. Broken glass? It seems to have come from the mirror on the dresser. A reaction to the luminol. It seems there's something here that isn't part of the broken mirror. This. It's the same earring that the man who had found the body had stolen. But what would this be doing here? Indeed, all the shattered glass was neatly placed in one area. That means that someone had cleaned up the glass shards. They must have swept up the earring along with the glass. If that's the case, was the earring with the glass pieces when the mirror was broken? In any case, since it reacted with the spray, there must be blood on this earring. I'll need to have the little guy analyze it and see if it tells us anything. It's an ordinary package of breath mints. You can get them anywhere. Still. Just as I thought. These aren't mints in here. These markings seem to indicate that this medication was produced for a pharmacy. I might be able to ask the little guy to find out just what it is.
Dr. Kimishima, we've received the interview with the truck driver from the accident.
Huh, all right. How did he seem?
It's easy to sympathize with him. Sounds like a case of wrong time, wrong place.
I see. All right, I'll check the recorder.
Please do. I'll transfer it over to you.
I need to pay careful attention to his account of what happened before and after the accident. What Veronica was doing prior to being hit, and what the driver did afterwards. That's what I should be sure to listen for.
supposed to drive a shipment to a nearby town. Damn it, they forced me to do it. Damn it, why the hell would someone be sleeping in the middle of a mountain road at midnight anyway? Why the hell would someone be sleeping in the middle of a mountain road at midnight anyway? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I turned a corner and she was lying on the bridge.
She was sleeping on the bridge? This seems a little odd. If this man was telling the truth, then the victim had already collapsed there from the start. It doesn't seem like he was lying, but what in the world does this mean?
I turned a corner and she was lying on the bridge. I slammed on the brakes, but I wasn't fast enough, and I ran her over. I got out of the truck to see, and she wasn't breathing. I panicked and I threw her off the bridge.
He threw the victim's body over the bridge. This means that the victim wasn't knocked off the bridge by being struck by a vehicle.
I got out of the truck to see. I don't know why. It's just I wanted to make it look like nothing happened. That I wouldn't be involved. You mean, what did she look like? I don't remember anything. But her arms and legs were cold and hard and wouldn't bend at all. Picking her up was a real pain.
Yes, both these facts relate to the victim. If I were to sum up the driver's account prior to the accident, the victim was... Right. The victim had already been collapsed on the road, and after he ran her over, the driver... Yes. He threw the victim over the bridge. Little guy, what's the FBI's opinion about this?
He's already admitted to killing her. Why would he lie about that?
Indeed. His account coincides with the evidence I had found as well.
What evidence?
Well, if she had been standing when she was hit by the truck, the fractures to her bones would have indicated a strong impact from one certain direction. In this case, nothing of that sort was observed.
I see. What about the shattered skull, then?
The skull fractures are consistent with a strong impact to the top of the head. It would be unnatural for it to have been due to a car accident. Considering what happened to the victim, it can be deduced that something else caused that fracture. That is... Yes. If she was unconscious when she fell from the bridge, the fracture due to an impact to the top of the skull is understandable.
I see. You're right, that does make more sense.
Yes. However, that raises questions about the victim herself. Why in the world was this woman so far from home? And why would she be lying in the middle of a bridge in the mountains at that time of night?
That's a valid point. I guess there are still some mysteries left unsolved here.
Indeed. We'll have to continue investigating in more detail.
Dr. Kimishima, we were able to look into the parents' injuries.
Good job. What did you find?
Yes, there were records that the parents had been going to a hospital, like you said. Let's see, it looks like they'd started being frequent visitors to the hospital 2 months ago.
How many times is frequent?
Oh, we didn't check every detail, but it was several times, ending about a month ago. The hospital staff seemed worried since many of the injuries seemed to be signs of abuse.
Did they tell the doctors who had been physically assaulting them?
No, they didn't. However, some of their injuries were quite severe. The mother seemed to have suffered some visual impediments due to a wound on her eye.
I see. Further investigation is required to determine who had been abusing them. Hey, little guy. I need you to analyze this medication.
Yes, of course. Did you find it in the victim's room?
That's right. It looks like it's prescribed medication. But what is it?
Who knows? It's definitely no common over-the-counter drug. I'd suspect that this would have to be prescribed by a doctor before someone can buy it.
I see, that makes sense. This could mean that the victim had attended a hospital. Was the victim suffering from some kind of injury or disease? If our analysis continues, we may find something out. Hey, little guy, I need you to analyze something.
Sure, send it over to me. I see. There's blood on it. The DNA matches the victim as well. Also, this metal fitting seems warped. Could it be worn out from use?
That doesn't seem to be the case. Look again at the bloodstain.
The bloodstain?
It's not on the ornament. It's on the needle part that goes through the ear. If there's blood there that matches the victim, then the earring was...
If that's the case, the damage to the fitting makes sense. But what could happen that would cause an earring to be torn off?
I don't know yet. Still, there must be some connection to everything else here. I think this information may lead us to some more concrete evidence. True. Both of these facts relate to the earrings. The victim was discovered with only one of these earrings, and the other one was discovered in her room with her blood on it. Normally, if someone had an earring torn off to the point that it caused bleeding, they would have to realize that something was wrong. Still, the victim was on a bridge 8 kilometers away from her home. What this shows is that That's right. She didn't leave this room by her own will. She was probably forced out of here by someone else. That could explain how one of the earrings was left in the room. But why would whoever abducted her leave her on a bridge 8 kilometers away? I feel like there's a lot of truth that remains to be uncovered.
Dr. Kimishima, the results of the analysis on the corpse have come back.
Good. Did they find anything new?
It looks that way. The report indicates that the fractures to the femurs and skull, they were all posthumous injuries.
So these wounds were inflicted after she died?
Yes, that's what the report says.
The victim's femurs were fractured in the accident with the truck. Her skull was shattered when her body was dropped from the bridge. We've confirmed that both those injuries occurred after death. From those facts, it's clear that when the victim was on the bridge, yes, even if she hadn't been run over by the truck, she was already dead. That means that the driver was telling the truth in his interrogation.
Then does that mean that she was kidnapped from her room, murdered, and then had her corpse dumped on that bridge?
I don't know that just yet. We'll need to investigate a little more.
By the way, Dr. Kimishima, about that prescription.
Did you find something out?
Yes, we found which hospital the victim had been going to and requested her charts. It says Veronica had been to the hospital a month prior to her death. Her symptoms were migraines, visual and auditory hallucinations, mood swings, and aggression. It also says she was vomiting blood and had convulsions, along with hemoptysis.
Convulsions? Vomiting blood?
Yes, that's what it says. The doctors urged her to have more detailed examinations, but it seems that she had no intention of listening to them. In the end, she left the hospital and whatever disease she had went unconfirmed.
If only her doctor had forced her to be hospitalized.
That's just how things are these days. People don't really get concerned about strangers.
Let's continue with the investigation. Sorry for being emotional just now. In any case, we don't know what disease she had. Judging from her symptoms, it was something severe.
I agree. If we find anything out, I'll be sure to let you know immediately.
You do that. It may give us another hint in solving this case. Yes, we can put these two facts together. According to the chart from the hospital, the victim's condition caused her to vomit blood. If she had continued to vomit blood after her hospital visit, that would explain the bloodstains on her clothing. Yes. Thus, these bloodstains were caused by the blood that she had vomited. True, these two do share a common link. The victim's hospital records say she'd been at the hospital since... Yes, 2 months ago. For the month before her death, she'd been treated at the hospital. Now, the parents' hospital records say they'd been visiting the hospital since... Yes, they also started visiting the hospital 2 months ago. Veronica was going for migraines, hallucinations, mood swings, and vomiting blood. And her parents were going after suffering frequent injuries. A month before the victim was found dead, the parents suddenly stopped having these injuries. An unpleasant coincidence, to be sure. I hope there's no connection here. We can deduce the victim's physical state from this information. First, the pathological changes. There's no knowing what disease she had. However, if this discoloration of the bones shows the existence of a focus, it's safe to assume that whatever disease she was suffering from was in an advanced state. The massive bloodstains on her clothes came from her vomiting blood. There aren't many conditions that cause that much hemorrhaging. From these 2 points alone, I conclude that she was already in terminal condition. Even if she hadn't been killed, she was already on the brink of death.
I see. I feel sorry for her. But if that's the case, then why?
Why was she kidnapped? I still have my doubts about that, actually. Did the murderer kidnap her? Or did that even happen?
What do you mean?
Whatever the case, she was definitely taken from her home before she died. The question now is what happened between the time she was taken until the car accident.
Right, I follow you.
Once we know that, we should finally be able to see the real truth behind this case. Little guy, I'm going to check the victim's room one more time.
I thought you might want to, so I have a new tool ready for you.
Someone's prepared. And what kind of present do you have for me?
It's not the most appropriate gift for a lady, but it's aluminum powder for finding fingerprints. There are some useful additions to the mixture.
Ah, great. I'm impressed.
I'm glad you like it. Spread the powder anywhere that looks suspicious and shine your investigation light on it.
And that'll make any fingerprints stand out? All right, I'll give it a try.
Good luck. Well then.
So many. These are all the same fingerprints. It's likely they belong to the victim. Now, why would she leave so many fingerprints on the floor? Yes, she was probably crawling on the floor to move around. The prints indicate she was heading towards... The prints on the floor lead to the room's entrance. They're even under the mat. What's underneath the mat? Nothing. What could this mean? Just as I thought. These are bloodstains. They must be Veronica's. Considering the facts so far, these bloodstains must have been caused by... Yes, Veronica's clothing was covered in blood that she had vomited. The amount of blood here is more than would be a fatal loss in most people. But there's something odd about these bloodstains. Blood is a liquid. It should be evenly spread across the floor. If there was one reason for the bloodstains to be shaped like this, it would have to be... Yes. This door was closed when Veronica was vomiting blood. That's why the blood spread unevenly. This door had been closed when Veronica was vomiting blood. Thus, the room is now in the same condition as it was when that happened. The lower part of the door has numerous scratches on it. What could these scratches be? Huh? Bloodstains? Inside the scratch marks? From looking at the shape and location of these scratches, they are... Yes, these are traces that someone had clawed at the door. On top of that, it was done with such desperation that their own nails cracked and bled. These bloodstains are at the entrance to the room. The door was closed when Veronica vomited blood. That, along with the scratches on the inside of the door, there's just one sad conclusion we can reach from all this. Yes, Veronica was prevented from leaving here. Writhing in pain and unable to open the door, she lost a lethal amount of blood and died right here. She wasn't kidnapped and killed. We can deduce the victim's condition within this room by putting these facts together. Veronica was crawling on the floor. It's likely that this is because of the mysterious disease she was suffering from. It sapped her strength to the point that she was unable to even stand. She had an attack of her disease inside this room. Can you do something for me, little guy? I need this bone analyzed in detail.
Oh, sure. What do you mean by in detail, though?
I just need to know if this fracture occurred before or after death.
This must have happened while she was still alive. Take a look at this area here. You can see where it started healing.
Great. I thought as much. All right, thank you. There's no knowing yet if this has anything to do with this case. But I do know now that this fracture occurred while she was still alive. Yes, these seem to be related. According to the charts, the victim's symptoms were migraines, hallucinations, mood swings, vomiting blood, hemoptysis, and perhaps most importantly, yes, sudden aggressive behavior. That is, she was acting out violently. Her conditions must have worsened severely a month before her death. That is, her violent tendencies would have increased in frequency and severity. In addition to that is the fracture in Veronica's finger. This is the only injury she had while alive. That's a common injury when people hit things with their fists. On the other hand, the parents' injuries seemed like signs of abuse. If I were to consider all these points, those wounds were... Right. The hospital records of both the victim and her parents, they show that Veronica had been physically abusing her parents. The dead shall speak. Let's put together the truth of what happened here. A woman's skeleton was found 50 kilometers downriver of the city. The victim's name is Veronica Cage. She was 23 years old. She was suffering from some sort of illness. It caused her severe pain along with mental instability. When she couldn't go on, she snapped and turned violent. This card shows the truth of that emotional state. The patient had frequently physically assaulted her parents. This same disease finally caused her own death as well. This card shows evidence of that final attack. Yes, there were traces of blood at her room's entrance. During the attack, she writhed in agony about the room. The shattered mirror is evidence of that violent behavior. Eventually, her strength gave out and she collapsed. She used the last of her strength to try to leave the room. However, her one final wish was left unanswered. This card speaks to that sad truth. In her fading consciousness, she tore at the door. But she died there, and the culprits carried her body out. The proof of this is on this card. Exactly. The earring caught on something while she was being carried. She was already dead when the earring was torn from her ear. Most likely, her death surprised the ones responsible. They then cleaned the room to hide any signs she was there. But whoever cleaned the room had poor eyesight, and thus did not see the earring among the mirror shards. The body had to be hidden as well. Their plan was to throw the body off a bridge 8 kilometers away. But they were scared off by a pair of oncoming headlights. This culprit, with a bad back, gave up and fled the scene. Those headlights belonged to the blue truck. The driver could not avoid the body and ran over her. The driver believed he had killed her and dumped the body. Ironically, what he did only completed the culprit's plan. This card has proof that she was already dead when run over. Hiding a corpse is a crime, But the driver wasn't the murderer. The ones responsible are those who locked her away to die. She sought help, not knowing that none would ever come. Her last words are the proof of that desperation. This is the whole truth in how her life was cut short. I don't know what the dead want, but the truth must come out. I'm going to see the ones who cut your life's thread short.
The medical examiner. What brings you here?
Your daughter died in suffering. She struggled, she shouted, and she clawed at her door. She tried to escape so terribly that her own nails tore off. Why didn't you open the door?
There was no choice. We wanted her to be happy. We wanted her to be normal. We never thought this would...
Her death may have been inescapable. But you defiled her death in order to protect yourselves. That can never be forgiven. When death came to you, did you suffer? Soon I will know for myself.
Miss Kimishima, your test results have come back.
I see. Let me ask you up front. How long do I have until my flame goes out?
A year, at best. Maybe 6 months.
I understand. Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Kimishima, the helicopter's here to take you to the lab.
All right. Thank you. Rosalia. What is this? Someone's name?
Dr. Kimishima, are you all right up there?
Yes, I'm fine. I'll be right down.